इसमें वो फ्रूट्स रख दो।
इसमें एक में या
इसी में आ जाएगा ना?
ठीक है।
हाँ उधर वो चरणामृत के साथ है। एवं स निर्विण्ण मना निपागृहान् निशीत उत्थाय महोदयोदयान् अलब्ध निद्रो अनुपलक्षितो निर्विः हित्वा गतो भेन सुवं प्रसुप्ताम् एवं स निर्विण्ण मनो मना निपो गृहान् निशीत उत्थाय महोदयोदया अलब्ध निद्रो अनुपलक्षितो निर्विः हित्वा गतो वेन सुवं प्रसुप्ताम् एवं स निर्विण्ण मनो निपो गृहान् निशीत उत्थाय महोदयोदया अलब्ध निद्रो अनुपलक्षितो निर्विः हित्वा गतो वेन सुवं प्रसुप्ताम् एवं स निर्विण्ण मनो निपो गृहान् निशीत उत्थाय महोदयोदया अलब्ध निद्रो अनुपलक्षितो निर्विः हित्वा गतो वेन सुवं प्रसुप्ताम् एवं स निर्विण्ण मनो निपो गृहान् निशीत उत्थाय महोदयोदया अलब्ध निद्रो अनुपलक्षितो निर्विः हित्वा गतो वेन सुवं प्रसुप्ताम् एवं स निर्विण्ण मनो निपो गृहान् निशीत उत्थाय महोदयोदया अलब्ध निद्रो अनुपलक्षितो निर्विः हित्वा गतो वेन सुवं प्रसुप्ताम् एवं दस सहा ही निर्विण्ण मनः being indifferent in mind Nripaha King Anga Grihan from home Nishite in the dead of night Utthaya getting up Maha Udaya Udaya opulent by the blessings of the great souls Alabdha Nidraha being without sleep Anupalakshitaha without being seen, nivihi, by people in general, etva, giving up, gataha, went off, vena suvam, the mother of Vena, prasuptan, sleeping deeply. Thinking like that, King Anga could not sleep at night. He became completely indifferent to household life. Once, therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from the bed and left Vena's mother, his wife, who was sleeping deeply. He gave up all attraction for his greatly opulent kingdom, and unseen by anyone, he very silently gave up his home and opulence and proceeded towards the forest. Thinking like that, King Anga could not sleep at night. He became completely indifferent to household life. He therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from the bed and left Vena's mother, his wife, who was sleeping deeply. He gave up all attraction to his greatly opulent kingdom, and unseen by anyone, he very silently gave up his home and opulence and proceeded towards the forest. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Mahodadayat indicates that by the blessings of a great soul, one becomes materially opulent, but one, when gives up attachment to material world, that should be considered an even greater blessing from the great souls. It was not a very easy task for the king to give up his opulent kingdom and young, faithful wife, but it was certainly a great blessing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that he could give up the attachment and go out to the forest without being seen by anyone. There are many instances of great souls leaving home in this way in the dead of night, giving up attachment for home, wife, and money. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Evam sanirvinna mananipo grihan Nishita uttaya mahodayo daya Alabdha nidro anupalakshito nibihi Itvagato vena suvam prasuptan. Thinking like that, King Anga could not sleep at night. He became completely indifferent to household life. Once, therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from the bed and left Vena's mother, his wife, who was sleeping deeply. He gave up all attraction for his greatly opulent kingdom, and unseen by anyone, he very silently gave up his home and opulence and proceeded towards the forest. Hare Krishna, everybody. This is the description of the life of Anga. Now, do you know of any instance? Prabhupada says many times it has happened. You see, when the purport, Prabhupada is saying, there are many instances of the great soul leaving home in this way in the dead of night, giving up attachment for wife, home and money. So, do you know of any instance? Prabhupada says many instances. Yeah, tell me.
Gautama Buddha Prabhuji.
Gautam Buddha Prabhuji.
Parikshit Maharaj Prabhuji. Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Vidura
Bharat
Prabhuji.
Maharaj Prabhuji.
Vidura.
Bharat Maharaj.
Bharat Maharaj. Then
Vidura. Vidura.
Vidura. Then
Bali Maharaj Prabhuji. Renunciation.
okay. Then
Yudhishthir Prabhuji.
Yudhishthir. Ah, Dhruv Maharaj. Then
Prabhupada himself, Prabhu.
Prabhupada himself. Then
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
ah
Sanatana Goswami ji.
ah
Gautam Buddha.
बुद्धा. यस बुद्धा कितना बारी बोलेंगे? 4 बारी हो गया. हाँ चलो.
Sanatana Goswami ji.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
चैतन्य महाप्रभु. यस.
Prabhuji, Sanatana Goswami ji.
Ah
Sanatana Goswami ji.
Goswami is okay. Then
Mirabai Prabhuji.
ah
Mirabai.
Mirabai. Yes. Then
Raghunath Das Goswami.
Raghunath Das Goswami. Then
Narada Muni.
Narad Muni. Okay. Then okay. So good. So we got so many examples. Take care. Yes, Anunay, you wanted to add something?
No, Prabhuji, Raghunath Das Goswami already said. Thank you.
Raghunath Das Goswami. Take care.
King Rishabh son.
Take care. So now we got so many examples. Just analyze this. Renunciation. Among the 6 opulences that a person can have, one of that is vairagya. But if I know personally, there is one thing called vairagya of a realized soul, and other thing is laziness of a tamasic person. Now suppose in a city, very famous movie has come. So a realized soul will say, I have no interest in it because it's a waste of time. And a lazy person will also not go because he doesn't put any endeavor. So the lazy person may feel, I am also renounced, but actually he is not renounced. He is very attracted. Because sometimes we should stop deluding ourselves. Sometimes Krishna will test. You will say, I am renounced, so Krishna will test. What Krishna will test? Krishna will give you that enjoyment on your face. And you will, Then you can actually know, I have not developed any detachment. So for a spiritual advancement, 2 things, if I am spiritually advancing, see, we may be practicing Krishna consciousness, but am I having spiritual advancement? 2 things will develop. One thing is attraction towards Krishna, and other thing is renunciation. Jnana, vairagya. This jnana is not dry, this is attraction towards Krishna, realized jnana. And vairagya, detachment from this world. Okay, so we are seeing the instance of here so many personalities, and here the example is taken of Anga. He sees a very difficult position, unable to do his duties. At the same time, his goal of life is self-realization. And he sees, what can I do now? So, chalo, I did what I could do. I somehow produced a child, and this child is, such a difficult situation. He is a demon, and I've tried to reform him, tried to counsel him, doesn't listen anything. Now let me take care of my own spiritual life. So we need that level of detachment. Srila Prabhupada also, you see at his home, he's trying to spread Krishna consciousness. His wife is not cooperating, he doesn't find any support there. So it's not that he spent rest of his life trying to train his wife to become Krishna conscious. What can he do? Detached. There is need to be having some level of detachment in these situations. And that is what we see. And had Prabhupada just spent rest of his life trying to train his wife to become pure devotee. Already he spent 30, how many years? 50, no, marriage was early, so at least he spent 30, 40 years. Say 40 years he spent. What do you expect him to spend 500 years trying to convince some people? Some people, 10,000 years also you spend, they will not surrender to Krishna. So why we have to waste our time? Like you said, in a war, when people are on the ground, the doctor will try to save whom he can save. So we ourselves, first thing we have to save ourselves. And then second thing, we have to help people who are innocent and whom we are able to save. We cannot have the power like Srila Prabhupada. There are people previous day taking drugs and come to Prabhupada, and Prabhupada allows them to join the ashram and he preaches to them and makes them devotees. We cannot do that. In ISKCON movement we don't do that. We at least watch them for a few years. And even then sometimes the person is not renounced. Okay, so renunciation is an opulence. There are 6 kinds of opulences, but the greatest is renunciation. In the list given by Parashar Muni, the list he gave in a reverse way because people are like that. First he puts Aishwarya, the money, as an opulence. Aishwarya Samagra Virya, the power as an opulence. Yasha, fame as an opulence. Shriya, beauty as an opulence. Ajnana Vairagya, knowledge and renunciation as an opulence. So that is actually a beauty of a person. Makes a person very wonderful if he is renounced. And we forgot example of Krishna. Can you just imagine? You have a mother like Mother Yashoda, your father like Nanda Maharaj, you have so many gopis, you have so many gopas, and their love is so intense that we cannot even imagine. And Krishna just left back, never came back. Krishna himself showed the opulence of renunciation. So it's beautiful. So this is seen in Supreme Personality Godhead himself. Prabhupada says Krishna creates this beautiful world, but it doesn't come here. Very rarely comes. You have suppose a beach resort like that, or nowadays people buy expensive yacht, big boats worth hundreds of crores of rupees, and you never go there. Just imagine. Krishna creates not 1 trillions of universes, so beautiful, but it doesn't go. So we see right in the Supreme Personality God of the renunciation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his wife was so beautiful, so submissive, so nicely devoted. And his mother Sachi was also pure devotee, so loving, just left it. The Goswamis also, they were so opulent. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, you also took example of Raghunath Das Goswami. Therefore in the prayer they Takta Turnam Ashesha Mandalapati Sada Tuchchavat. Takta Dina Ganesham. So they gave up everything just to take a life of a mendicant. They were living in great opulence, surrounded by so-called aristocratic. So-called, our tendency, we meet some powerful people, we think I have also become powerful, I know some big people. What is the nonsense? Tuchchava. What is all the nonsense? They easily gave up. They knew they want to join the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they gave up all that thing. So, what do we understand as the basic principle then? That we should abandon all families, everything, and come to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is always good, but then the reality will not allow you. Neither society will allow you. So therefore, person has to make moves very carefully. You see example of Srila Prabhupada, he got order at 26 years of age, And 29 years he patiently tried within the family life to execute Krishna consciousness. He tried, patiently he tried. But when he saw the situation is unfavorable and he is not able to dedicate his energy to fulfill the mission of his guru, then Prabhupada leaves home. Prabhupada said in Bhagavad Gita, he says that this is transcendental cheating. Transcendental cheating. And in this cheating, nobody is at loss. Everybody benefits at the end of the day. Everybody benefits. Okay? There is no ill will, there is no ill wish. Okay? At the end of the day, it benefits everybody. So the renunciation, Prabhupada says something more. He says, what you will renounce in this world? You have to renounce the doggish mentality that you are the enjoyer. That is principal thing to renounce. Otherwise it is called Phalgu Vairagya. Prabhupada takes an example. The person renounces, but still has strong desire for sense enjoyment. And then it only creates disturbance in the society. Because at heart there is no renunciation. So as a movement, we also do not encourage like that. Some people not understood Krishna consciousness, not developed detachment from any bad habits, not developed detachment for sense gratification. I renounce. What are you renouncing? We are just running away from responsibility. That's what society will charge. The person should actually be wise and actually develop detachment from sense enjoyment. So the doggish mentality that I am the enjoyer, we have to renounce that. That is the focus for us. And as such, it can be done in any ashrama. Okay? Provided we follow the rules of the ashrama. Whichever ashram we are in, we should study what are the rules I am supposed to follow. I am a brahmachari doesn't mean just by dress I am brahmachari. I am a grihastha doesn't mean by dress I am a grihastha. If I do not follow the rules of the ashram, then I will not advance in Krishna consciousness. Ashram means a place of purity. So, we need to develop renunciation, and principally the renunciation is from sense enjoyment. The next thing is that, in the Bhagavad Gita again, Srila Prabhupada says, that there is, if we have a higher taste, we can easily give up lower taste. Niraharas dehinaha vishayani vinivartante niraharas dehinaha rasavarja rasopi asya param drishtva nivartate. Vishaya vinivartate. We want to give up vishaya, sense enjoyment. Nirahara sadehina. We want to become nira ahara. We want to withdraw ourselves from that. Rasavarja rasopiyasya. Even though we are trying to give it up, rasopiyasya, still there is a taste in the tongue for that enjoyment. Param dishtva nivartate. But by getting a higher taste, we can easily give up lower taste. So to develop renunciation, the Mayavadis, their kind of renunciation is different. Just like Mayavadi means they know in the desert there is no water. But I want water. Where there is water, they don't tell. So a lot of philosophers do agree that all the problems in the world are because of our spirit of enjoyment. So they say there is no enjoyment in this world. Prajahati yada kaman sarva partha manogatan. All the enjoyment is a hallucination of the mind. They do agree to this point, which is good. He is wise man now. But they do not know. Prajahati yada kaman sarva partha manogatan. Then Atmani evatmana tushtaha sitpragna sa uchyate. They do not know the real pleasure is within the heart. They don't know that. Sitpragna sa uchyate. Such a person is said to be fully renounced. So they don't know that. So this is very important to be able to appreciate the real enjoyment is spiritual. So we may not be able to understand that practice that, but at least first intellectually we should understand that. Isn't it true? We should use our intelligence. God has given us intelligence. What is sense enjoyment? Okay? All the sense enjoyment. What is it finally? It's an hallucination. First be convinced intellectually of that. There is no love. There is just, lust in this world. What I'm trying to enjoy, I'm fooling myself. First, intellectually, we should think peacefully and understand that. I'm a spirit soul. I'll be only happy by spiritual enjoyment. Bodily, as long as I continue with the bodily sensual pleasures. Sriradha Govinda ki. As long as I continue with the bodily sensual pleasures, I will not advance. Sorry, you have to do. So as long as I continue with the bodily sensual pleasures, I will not advance in spiritual life. This we should be convinced of. Once we are convinced of this ABCD of spiritual life, then we can go to the next level. Then we put in practices and we take steps and actions to gradually become de-addicted to varieties of sense enjoyment that we are trapped in. We start praying to the Lord. Lord, please relieve me. We start positive activities of Krishna consciousness, which replace these activities. We keep ourselves busy with service to Krishna. And gradually in that atmosphere, this spirit of sense enjoyment waves off, and spirit of service to Krishna enlightens within the heart, and person feels very, very happy and blissful. So this is what is the best way that we develop positive spirit of service to Krishna. The pleasure of service to Krishna and exploiting the material world for enjoyment. The two contradictory things. One side I am trying to serve Krishna, one's trying with all the resources that I can see around. One side I am trying to exploit things for my own. Okay? Therefore kama and prema look same. They are not same. It needs a great deal of wisdom and intelligence to understand that in this world there is only kama. And prema will be showered on my heart once I develop proper loving service spirit. And so we need to. So Mayavadis, they renounce this world, but they don't have positive knowledge of what is spiritual happiness. So their renunciation is actually temporary and is guaranteed to collapse one day. Because nothing artificial will last. We want enjoyment. Therefore parents also, if they don't encourage their children in spiritual life, they will very soon see their own children in front of their eyes lost into sensual enjoyments. And this is the reality. So we should see Pivatar Bhagavatam Rasamalaya. We should see that everybody, to become a leader is easy. Anybody, and house I am a leader, in family you are a leader, in job you are the leader, in country you are the leader. But am I able to help them to become detached from the spirit of sense enjoyment, to become detached from lust and give them positive taste of spiritual happiness, then what kind of leader am I? Janini sasyat, pitana sasyat, guru na sasyat, raja na sasyat. It says, if you cannot deliver your dependence on the trap of sense enjoyment, what kind of leader are you? We like to become leader, yes. So devotee is a natural leader because it's actually giving them happiness by bringing them to the positive spiritual life. And Srila Prabhupada was the real leader for the whole movement. He had no trace of sense enjoyment. And anybody came with him, associated with him, heard him, served him, he made them free from the spirit of sense enjoyment and gave them the positive taste of spiritual life. So this is needed very much, the positive taste of spiritual life, and that only will able to help a person progress. So renunciation is to be cultivated. Vacha vega, manasa, krodha vega, jiva vega, udarapastha vega. This is a renunciation, tyaga. And today we don't train the children in tyaga. Parents are so scared to say no. No, this is not allowed, this you cannot do. They can't say that. So this is very important. We have to train a small child from beginning. We have to train in renunciation. In fact, our movement is also movement of renunciation. Vairagya vidya, nija bhakti yoga, sikshartameka purusha puranaha, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari Kripambudhi Vasta Aham Prapadye. This famous shloka was composed by a son of Acharya in glorification of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It says Vairagya Vidya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches. Nija Bhakti Yoga, he teaches devotion unto himself. Sikshartameka Purusha Purana, for that this ancient Adi Purusha has come Purana. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradhari, now he has come in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kripa Buddhi, Aham Prapadya, I take his shelter and seek his mercy. So beautiful shloka. Okay? So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his own personal example, teaches us Vairagya Vidya. So those who are, I always joke, those who are youngsters, yes, you can come to serve the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like Goswamis came. But no, sir, I want to do job for some time. Okay, do job for some time. Now you can come. You have spent few years. You have saved some money for your responsibility. Now you can come. No, they've given excuse. Excuses of parents. My parents telling me to get married. Nobody can force you to get married unless you are interested. Take anyway, whichever excuse you get married. Then at a particular time the children are school going. Now you have an opportunity, you can come. You have enough saved for children's education, you can come. No, sir, I'll get them married. Okay, now children are married, you can come. No, I want to see my grandchildren. So where is Vairagya in this? Where is Vairagya in this? Till 90 years you will sit at home and so-called responsibility never ends. So there should be some, and therefore in the Vedic time there was the division. Now we cannot implement that, but understand the spirit. Brahmacharya means no association in woman. Vairagya, very good. They will stay at Gurukul and they will be trained in the Gurukul both morally, ethically, technically and spiritually. Complete training. Today the training is only some skills like a Shudra institutes, that's all. But previously they were very nice training. Shudra were rather sent back home. There was no education for Shudra. Go back home. At least not in Gurukul. They can go to modern day schools and colleges, but not in Gurukul. The next there is, if the person at this brahmacharya has got a taste of spiritual life, he doesn't go back home. He takes sannyas right away there. People do not know that. They think grihastha ashram is compulsory. No, sir, it's not true. Then a person, if he feels that he cannot maintain brahmacharya, he enters grihastha ashram. And then in the grihastha ashram he continues for some time, till 50 years. Then he hands over the responsibility to the children. And husband and wife now travel to pilgrimages. They go to holy places, they go to dhamas, and very nice. No sex life. And at 50 to 75, this was, today nobody lives to 75 years, but still. And then 75 plus, the wife comes back home, stays with the children, and the husband travels to preach Krishna consciousness. So the society was generating preachers in this way. But today, where it is? And how is it that the message of Bhagavad Gita will spread if everybody is just lost into his so-called responsibilities? So one way we found out is online. You can be with your responsibilities, but you can spare some time. And how successful it was, that nobody had to leave home, nobody had to create any situation like that. Peacefully sitting with all our responsibilities, we were sparing some time and participating in spreading the message of Bhagavad Gita. So wonderful, no? That is wonderful that we are able to do. But in case there is an opportunity, sometimes as I told, as young, the best, you can get easily trained. At grihastha, yes, you can come after the children are settled, opportunity is always there. Imagine what a fortune it is to be able to directly serve Radha Govinda and spread the message of Krishna consciousness. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for wonderful class.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank
So
you.
much, Prabhuji.
Thank you for your class.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna
Dandavat
Prabhuji,
Pranam.
pranam. Thank
Hare
you
Krishna
for
Prabhuji, Dana Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Suma Manoj, is it fine? You have a question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Should we also come to that stage, Prabhuji? Because we in Krishna consciousness, we never leave anything, Prabhuji. We use everything in the service of Krishna. So when is that stage that we come to that stage, renouncing everything, or except the service of Radha Govinda?
Yeah, now you have to make a decision. But you have to also see the practical situation. Just like you see, Srila Prabhupada gave the good example. His children were well settled, correct? Anna? The house was running on its own. He waited how many years? 29 years. 26 years order, 55 years he left home. We should also be patient. The things are settled, correct? It's always good to take the family, bring the whole family now. What is there coming? Why not bring the whole family itself? That is easier.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams Prabhuji.
Can the camera be zoomed? We want to have darshana.
क्या करें वो कैमरा है सम प्रॉब्लम वो वायर जो है ना वो नहीं कनेक्टर खराब हो गया कैमरा का
No issue, Prabhuji.
no I'm not using the camera now. See the camera is like this. This Elgato. The connection. नहीं वायर को निकाल के दोबारा लगा दो हाँ पावर कॉर्ड नहीं करना बड़ा वाला वायर हाँ दोबारा लगाइए अभी आया हाँ अब इसको जूम कर दो अभी वो हाँ
हरि बोल
Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हरे बोल
Hare Bol, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare
राधा
Krishna.
गोविंद की जय
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Dandavat
Krishna
Pranam.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram,
हरे कृष्ण
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
yes
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
पंखे हटाइए
कहना है
Radha Govinda ji.
अल्लाह मुझे
हरे
समझ में नहीं आ रहा है एक मिनट
Radha
रुको
Govinda.
फिर बोलो
Radha Govinda.
हरे हरे
Hare Krishna.
मुझे बताओ ना
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
कृष्णा है कृष्णा एंजॉय
see like such a by Krishna's grace such a opulent place we could give to Radha Krishna Hare Krishna Shri Shri Radha Govinda ki Shri Shri Netaji ki Srimad ki
जय
जय राधा कृष्ण गोविंद की जय हरि बोल
हरि बोल, हरि
हरि
बोल.
बोल